The stadium that hosted Super Bowl 48 back in 2014. There's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season, as it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the New York Jets. On the visitors' sideline, Steeler head coach Mike Tomlin. His guys ready to get this one going. Opposite him, the Jets' Aaron Glenn. His guys ready to feed off the energy in this building as they try to win one in front of the home crowd. On to get us started now, the kicker Chris Boswell. And we are underway from MetLife Stadium. Tackled just shy of the 25. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback.
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm that's capable of challenging any level of the defense in any given play. That's why some of these guys preach hard time when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the ball. He's an asset to have in any offense.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Shuffle pass here is complete. Now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 9.
To throw. And a Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. So on 4th down, Austin McNamara comes on to punt. Jabril Peppers deep to receive. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive.
41-yard line.
At a glance at the man under center at 6'5", he always demands attention.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yards with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100 plus the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. what I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt, I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, it didn't go their way, did it?
Now defense sold out for the run. Worked out well.
On third down. Intended for Calvin
I'm quite
Austin.
sure that they envisioned a much better start to this game when they practiced all week. And they failed on that third down play. That brings up fourth down, and they'll probably have to punt it away.
And he couldn't get it to check out. That kicks all the way to the end zone for a touchback. Back on the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. And a hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's second down.
22-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Now back to throw. Some fancy footwork, but not much room to operate. Just up past the 25 and no further.
A gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 4.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Two drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Returning is Peppers. It'll be a 39-yard punt, giving them a good 10 yards on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Now 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Looking to throw. Got his man. It's Jonathan Mingo. And he'll be down at the 46. So they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8.
Makes it 3rd and
He will have the Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Steelers first down. A gain of 1 yard. And the Steelers first down.
Now this time he'll look to throw. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
That's another Steelers first down.
Now wasted time going right back to DK Metcalf. Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4. At the 28-yard line.
Play action fake. They'll look to throw. Give him 7 on the take and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
Another Steelers first down. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop the throw. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in.
Pass interference.
And the contact may have come too early. So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, 1st and goal. Warren diving for the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown. So good job there, Charles, taking advantage of the short field, and they score first, punching it in on the short touchdown run.
I love the theme there, right? They didn't have to do anything big on that drive. Took advantage of where they were on the field, took it downfield, put the ball in the end zone. The only thing big on that drive, the 6 on the scoreboard.
The kick is good.
Boswell good with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And New York set to take the field. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. He'll give it to Hall to start the drive. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 23-yard line.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. This pass out wide to Hall. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
It's a quarterback sneak. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. So call that no gain on the sneak, and now they're still a yard short here on 4th. Here's Austin McNamara now as he's on to punt for New York. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Here comes Peppers. Good move. Nice job on the return there, 16 yards.
The Steelers take over
the offense as they take over.
at their own 38-yard
So good field
line.
position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. On play action, they'll throw. They'll be taken down. They'll just get there for the sack. Multiple plays combined for their team's first sack of the game.
It's 2nd down.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play-action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Back to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Facing some long odds here if they hope to convert as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Short one there to Freiermuth. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down.
I think that we all figured when he caught it that short of the marker that the defense almost relaxed and said, we got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
So not just running into the punter, but roughing the punter.
And I'm struggling with this one. You know, you're watching it, partner. Is it more the first rather than the latter? This is a tough one. Almost feels like he felt like he had to call it on that play.
Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a first down coming up. Run straight ahead with Warren. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Charles, a nice play there, wasting no time making his presence felt for this defense.
And you know, we heard the same conversation around the league. A lot of people were surprised that he was available, and they let him go. And now he's going to make a big-time impact with his new squad.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB.
Mike Tomlin has reached for that red challenge flag, and he'll throw it out there.
Previous play is under review.
They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have one challenge remaining. The Waitman now to punt as he sends this one away. Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Looking to put a drive together. Now home to start the drive. That's to about the 28. Second down coming out.
Well, you don't turn your nose up in a gain of 4, do you? But take that on first down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6. Wilson's got it complete. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
A 7-yard gain. That's good for a Jets first down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
They'll drop to throw. Short one there, caught by Likely.
The first down
From the 41, here's second down and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up second and
They run him at home.
31-yard line.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45.
And the Jets first down.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he's brought down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
That's another Jets first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. They're going to look to throw. Wilson's got it on the crossing route. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 3.
They'll set up a throw. Pass taken in. His big tight end. He is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Another Jets first down.
Back to the ground with Hall. This move. He gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Jets first down. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5.
That's good power football, first and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there. But that's a nice job to chip a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
2nd and 5. Now he'll tuck this and run. Now he's going to tuck it in for a Jets touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Jets are an extra point away from drawing level.
What an effort there. Sometimes you hold your breath a bit when you see your quarterback diving for the end zone. You don't want him to land on a shoulder roll or take a big shot. But he looks none the worse for wear here, and that winds up a touchdown.
The extra point open good by Folk. And we are tied at 7. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Steelers ready to take over on offense. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to them, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They'll look to throw. That's caught by Mungo right side. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
13 yards on the play.
He'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete.
First down pass.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
It's Warren. And this is going to be a Steelers first down as we get this up to about the 42.
13 yards on the play. And the Steelers first down. A gain of 13 yards. First down, Steelers.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Catch is made by Metcalf. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it.
28 more yards.
That's good for 28 yards.
Steelers first down. A 28-yard gain. First down, Pittsburgh.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Now a run here off the RPO, he'll keep it. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
First and goal, Pittsburgh.
So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the second time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Extra point now by Boswell. He's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game.
Makes the score. Steelers 14.
So the drive winds up going
Jets
75 yards in 7 plays. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he is up across the 25 and down at the 28.
At their own
New
28-yard
York
line.
set to take the field. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
It's now 2nd and 10.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. That's going to be caught by Josh Reynolds. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts.
And the Jets.
As the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Well, will complete to Allen Lazard. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
13 more yards. That's another Jets.
Back to throw again. Reynolds with a catch out on the right side. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
That's another
So they'll come up
Jets.
1st and 10 now from the 33.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. This one is stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Again, they drop to throw. Throw right side, Wilson. He's going to be brought down there in the field of play. And the clock will run, no timeouts. They will not have the chance to bring out the field goal unit. The Folks' kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. Halftime coming up. Let's get you down to Orlando and our buddy Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Today is the day we've been working towards all summer, the debut of our new halftime show. So without further ado, let's roll. Our look around the NFL starts now. Huntington Bank Field in Cleveland. It's the Browns at home to take on the Bengals in the AFC North. And this is Jamar Chase. One of his 2 touchdown catches in the game coming right here. Time for a look here at the rest of the games going on and what's to come here in Week 1 of the new NFL season. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been back and forth to this point. No reason to expect anything different in the second half, as we send you back out to the stadium with Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And he'll be tackled just shy of 25. First down. They'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith.
First down pass.
From the 31, here's 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
They'll set up to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. Opted to run for it. The decision is good. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
For us Steelers, first down. A gain of 14. And a Steeler first down.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Short one there to Fryermuth. Here's 2nd and 7.
Fryermuth. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Now back to throw.
48-yard line.
They'll find Metcalf. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
Yards. And the Steelers
back to throw here. And he finds Austin complete. From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 3.
Complete to Calvin Austin. A 7-yard pickup.
They'll look to throw again.
At the 34-yard line.
He's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
Andre Cisco on
the gun now on 3rd down. And the Jets pressure too much. Just gotta go. Credit the sack to Joe Bosa. Charles, a nice play there, wasting no time making his presence felt for this defense.
And you know, we heard the same conversation around the league. A lot of people were surprised that he was available, and they let him go. And now he's going to make a big-time impact with his new squad.
59-yard attempt.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this will stay a 4-point game.
And this is a commentary on today's kickers and just how good they are that a coach would think about running his guy out there to try a 59-yarder. Here it backfires on him, but as a kicker, you have to appreciate the confidence that they showed in you.
So they tried the 59-yarder and missed it, and now this offense starts just 1 yard shy of midfield. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at their 49-yard line.
Now a fake on the jet sweep, and off the play action, he'll look to throw. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. They'll look to throw here. They're going for Lazard, but this is intercepted. Picked up by Ron Thornhill. And the Steelers are going to take over at their own 41. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
He was defended by...
They'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Finding room at midfield. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
That's good for us Steelers.
Now play fake here on first down. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. The former third overall pick, Quentin Williams there to bring him down.
Tremendous read and reaction. action by the defensive tackle, and frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play-action fake.
But following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Complete to Austin here over the middle.
The second down pass.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd.
A gain of 7 yards. And
He'll
it's
drop to throw.
down.
They'll find the open there. That's complete. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 18.
26 yards.
Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense got...
And he's going to go down. Joey Bosa in there to get him once again. That's 2 sacks for him now here on opening day. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Looking to throw. That one too wide and incomplete.
I guarantee they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Touchdowns. And the Steelers are able to widen their advantage. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL. A complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And that makes it a 21-10 game.
Jets 10.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over. So now, Charles, this drive, maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
That's taken in, complete to Reynolds. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
They'll run with home. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. It'll be a gain of 6 that time as he moves the chains as well.
And the Jets, first down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward to get the first down.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
No gain on the play.
2nd and 10, third quarter of the season opener.
The 40-yard line.
Back to throw. They'll set up the screen for Hall. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
It's a gain of 11.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They'll give the ball. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. Well, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That is caught. Josh Reynolds. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 34-yard line. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the 4th quarter. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And this one is incomplete.
They're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Ringo.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Over the middle, complete. That's Reynolds. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 14.
And the Jets, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
On the counter, it's home. He's going to get 4 on this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
He was brought down.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
This is caught. Touchdown, Jets. Garrett Wilson. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Jets have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find somewhere to get the ball back.
He should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense. Right?
That's true. You've said that before. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Steelers offense and DK Metcalf getting ready to go back to work. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been the star of the show as they have just had absolutely no answers for him defensively. And a nice job of bearing free of 1 tackle that slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 4.
Here's one. A beautiful fake. Able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 41 yards for him on the ground now, and 3 touchdowns to go along with it.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. To get through this timeout, what do they want to do to stop you? You take in charge.
Here's 2nd and 10. Play fake. He'll look to throw. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. This offense on 3rd down today, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 7. He'll be taken down. The Jets get 4 for the sack. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Another drive coming up for New York's offense. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he's going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
2nd and 11. To the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
On the throwaway.
They're going to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first round.
And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's good for a Jets first down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
The 4th quarter, partner, and to watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And this throw incomplete. The defender all over at that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
He'll look to throw. That's complete to Lazard. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Formation for the Jets.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away.
Fair catch.
A 41-yard punt there with no return.
The Steelers,
and the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Get a look at DK Metcalf as this offense returns to the field. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. How many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Play action is supposed to be used to slow down pressure, slow down blitzes. In this case, though, if it takes a little too long to develop, you got people right in your face.
Lucky just to get rid of the ball with the arm going forward. Could have been a foul. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. And he's too far out in front of his intended target. Incomplete. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Here's Thomas on the return. Called out a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. And New York set to take the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter do its thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Brings up
This
third
a
down
big
and
play for
4.
both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. They'll drop to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting us inside the 30. Just week 1, already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. Wow, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Again, he'll drop the throw. And he completes it to Wilson. And they'll get him down inside the red zone at the 14. It's also a gain of 14. 1st down.
That's good for a Jets. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. Paul want to get up the middle.
Brees Hall, the ball carrier. Deshaun Elliott there on the tackle.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
At the Steelers' 10-yard line.
So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. This pass out wide to Hall. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Brees Hall from 10 yards out. And the Jets have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield of the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And Elvis Cooper showed me something now.
And this is caught. And it's a 3-point game.
Makes the score Jets 24. Steelers 21.
So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
The Steelers
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Steelers offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. This is 1st and 10. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. That's going to be caught. It's Austin. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
1st down.
And he finds Austin complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
11 more yards. That's another
Steelers to throw.
1st down.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Wills. They'll come up now on 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd
Back to throw.
at the 43-yard line.
They'll find Metcalf. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th.
1st down.
He's back to throw. And completes it again to Metcalf. He fights forward for a couple with a penalty flag down. And the linemen, they're already walking back. So the road a little tougher here. Now 1st and 20. To too tough to hold on to that one with second down.
Incomplete. It's now second down.
They'll come up now. This is second and long. They'll look to throw. His throw incomplete.
Intended for Jonathan Mingo.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely fourth down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this one dropped in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown, but not to be. And now it's fourth down.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going. And I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now as to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
That ties the game.
We've seen some big kicks in the NFL the last few years, and that one might just rank right up there.
And you know you can hear the crowd react, right? But I was focused in on the sideline and watched them absolutely erupt. I don't know how many of them thought that he was actually going to make that kick, but how they felt when the ball went over the post.
They're able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Another go-around now for the Jets offense. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe call is to kneel and just take it into overtime. It's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
That's caught by Wilson. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts.
Jets.
As they'll stop him with
made back at his own 49.
I got him. He's mine.
the play action fake. They'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again.
By Cameron Hayward. Brings up third down.
4 quarters not enough. We're all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
And here in overtime, a quick reminder, the game no longer ends following an offensive touchdown on the opening drive. Both sides will have the chance to possess the ball unless there's a defensive touchdown. In that case, the game will end right there. So conditioning going to be a factor here. Who can hold up to the test? It's overtime here in week 1. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Steelers take over
Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
Their own 27-yard
They have fought hard to reach this point. They've got the ball first. Remember, though, even if they score, it would quiet this crowd, but it doesn't end the game. But a chance to put a solid drive together here and at least get 3 and hopefully for them a touchdown. Catch is made by Metcalf. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
And the Steelers first down.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. The throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right of the yard.
Brings up second and
Stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 15-yard line.
A gain of 17
It'll be a gain of
yards.
17 and a Pittsburgh first.
Steelers first down. It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Steelers.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's first and 10. Back to throw again. Complete to Austin here over the middle. This is a touchdown. Now, it's not over yet, but they draw first blood here in this overtime.
Partner, remember that old film with Peyton Manning going through the route tree with his great receivers in Indianapolis? I think we're seeing the results of the same type of work here today. These guys know each other so well that they don't even have to call the play. They can just look each other and know the route that's going to be run, and usually the connection is perfect.
Boswell for the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now.
Makes the score Steelers 31.
So they now they kick it away after the touchdown. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
At their own 32.
The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch them.
All our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here.
By Patrick Queen.
Now it's 2nd and 10. Too much here. He's going to go down. Alex Highsmith making the nice play and getting the sack.
Brings up 3rd
And this dominant
16.
defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
How to approach this. 3rd down and 16 yards to go. Back to throw. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop the throw. He'll give this to Lazard. Lazard here, a pickup of 8. Leaves it with 2 to go on 2nd down.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 44-yard line.
Straight ahead is Hall. Able to slip it by. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort.
17 yards. And the Jets, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Wilson, incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down.
The 2nd down pass.
The field goal does nothing. It is touchdown or bust as they come up on 3rd
Gain
down.
of 9. Brings up 3rd and 9.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Jets 1st down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4.
That's another Jets 1st down. 1st
From
and
the
10
13
at
now,
the
they
13-yard
work on
line.
1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. On the crossing route, complete. It's Reynolds. So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches.
It's 2nd down for Jets.
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
Here's 3rd and a few inches. That's caught. So another 3rd down conversion. Now they've got 1st and goal.
That's good for the Jets. 1st down.
Back to throw here. It's quick for a touchdown. Jets. And down near the goal line here. Able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter. Out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
On for the extra point is full. And his kick is right through. this as a 12-play drive. And finishing that drive off was the touchdown grab by Isaiah Likely. Now Chris Sears is past the 30. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. So both of these teams, Charles, coming on touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent offer a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
So on now for the field goal try, Chris Boswell. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And the Steelers have won the game. So as it turns out, a two-play drive resulting in the field goal. And for the visitors, it is going to be a happy flight home. It is always such a treat, Charles, in the NFL when you can go on the road and get a victory, and that's exactly what they accomplished here today.
The trip home, so much sweeter, isn't it? All the noise they heard before, how tough it is to win on the road, how tough it is to play in this stadium, how hyped up that crowd's going to be. They just used it as fuel, came in full of confidence, believed in themselves, and got it done.
So for the Steelers, they needed overtime to do it, but they get the Week 1 victory thanks to the field goal. And they will head back home next week. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis.